tele ia sosa mo maniatu nuese ia la 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 ia la 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 ia la 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 ia la 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 ole feleni sawi tau sei tau tua ile malo ia la 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 ia la 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 ia la 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 ia la 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 ole feleni sawi tau sei tau tua ile malo ole feleni sawi tau sei tau tua ile malo.
E ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e au o na mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e o nau nai ta hala me kale hua e halele hua no ia na ka no e o ka no ia e ano i nei e hali anei i o ka hiki mai no o pou hiki puno me ke aloha aloha e aloha e aloha e
Talofa lava and welcome to the finale of our virtual in-LIEU'AU. Talofa, my name is Olo'ingo Aisasanga Tupuhanen. My pronouns are Sunga, a Samoan feminine pronoun, she and her. I serve as the co-chair for U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle alongside the brilliant Jeremiah Allen from the Confederate Tribes of Siletz Indian, Nimipu, and Oglala Sioux tribe. I am from the beautiful village of Bongbango in American Samoa. I live and work on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people, past and present, and honor with boundless gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe.
Hafade Todos Hamsu, Na'an Husi Santino Camacho. Hello, everyone. My name is Santino Camacho. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm the secretary of U.T.O.P.I.A's board of directors. I'm Chamorro from the village of Tamuning on the island of Guahan. And before we begin, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the land we are on. Land acknowledgement is a way of showing respect and honoring the indigenous peoples of the land on which we work and live. In Washington State, in the Puget Sound area, we acknowledge the first caretakers of this land, the Duwamish and Coast Salish people. And for me specifically, I'm currently living on the lands of the Duwamish in Seattle. We also want to take this time to acknowledge that in the United States, everywhere we live and work was also built on the forced labor and enslavement of Black and African people. Nowhere in the United States are we free from the fact that this country was built on the genocide and removal of Native people and the forced labor and enslavement of Black people. Before we move on, We want to honor the lives of the folks who recently lost their lives to police brutality and anti-Blackness. We want to acknowledge and show respect and so much love to Black, trans women, and femmes specifically, who continue to care for our communities in so many ways and experience violence at disproportionate rates. Our Black trans siblings continue to suffer, and we want to say the names of our siblings and honor those who have walked on. We will pause for a moment for a moment of silence to honor them. Dominique Remy Fells of Philadelphia, Rhea Milton of Liberty Township, Ohio, Tony the Tiger McDade of Tallahassee, Florida, and Nina Pop of Sikeston, Missouri. A moment of silence, please. Black lives will not matter until all Black lives matter. We all need to be fighting like hell to protect Black trans women and femmes.
Thank you, Tino. At U.T.O.P.I.A, we strongly believe that the liberation of our ancestors, our loved ones, and the communities here with us now, and our future generations is tied to the liberation of our Black siblings. We will never be free until our Black siblings are free. Sending prayers and thoughts will not bring justice. There is no justice when we are silent. There is no justice when we are not actively fighting and working to end and erase white supremacy from existence. Justice for all is fighting for Black liberation, Black uprisings, Black joy. Anti-Black racism isn't unique to the United States. Anti-Black racism exists in Oceania, and it continues to fester and grow as white supremacy intended through colonialism, genocide, enslavement, and erasure. Please join U.T.O.P.I.A in conversations in addressing and fighting against anti-Black racism through your conversations with your loved ones, in your churches, in your schools and places of work, and in the communities you come from. Your healing and liberation is tied in with the liberation of our Black siblings. Our Pasifika people will never be free until they are free. Please feel free to reach out to the amazing staff of U.T.O.P.I.A if you need support in starting those conversations and to learn different ways to do this hard work where you come from. Justice in this moment looks like accountability and real swift change. We echo and add our support to the demands of the movements happening in Seattle, such as by the COVID-19 Relief Fund, the Black Lives Matter chapter here in King County, and the demands of the Black Trans Task Force through Lavender Rights Project. They demand, and we demand, that the City Council, Washington State Legislature, and Congress consider decreasing funding for the police. Instead, fund Black and Indigenous trans-led organizations who can and do serve our communities better. We demand immediate release of any and all transgender non-binary protesters in custody. We demand that these persons not be prosecuted, as the criminal punishment system is lethal to our community and subjects us to COVID-19 exposure, misgendering, violence from officers of the law, and the potential for more violence from other incarcerated persons. We demand that Black, trans, and Black non-binary leadership is represented at every negotiation table where Black Lives Matter and protection against police violence is on the agenda. This Pride Month, we want to remind folks to remember our roots as queer and trans people. We've always had the community-driven solutions to keep our people safe, fed, and housed. And those solutions were put into practice by our Black queer trans sisters and our, such as Miss Major and also Marsha P. Johnson, but also our Latinx trans sisters, Sylvia Rivera. So we want to remember by returning home and honoring the roots of where pride comes from and where the protections of our rights comes from. I also want to lift up events that are happening across the world, events such as Taking Black Pride, that's happening next weekend by the Washington Black Trans Task Force and the Washington Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network.
And lastly, we want to acknowledge our sponsors. At the HIBISCUS level, we have the Group Health Foundation. At the Bird of Paradise level, the Alaska Airlines and United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. At the Plumeria level, the Pride Foundation, Molina Healthcare of Washington, Willa Mendoza of Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation in Auburn, and Paris Insurance Services.
Before we start, we want to introduce our MC for one last time, the amazing Arrianna Princess Auva'a. She is 34 years of age from the beautiful village of in-LIEU'AU, American Samoa, and she is a proud transgender female soldier in the United States Army, serving active duty as the voice of the Marne in Fort Stewart, Georgia. She's also the creator and founder of Focal Comedy and Focal News.
Talofa, aloha, malo lele, kia ora na kia ora to all of you, my beautiful people. If I have missed an island or a country with my greetings, please pardon, for I am not very well versed, but I did try my best. Welcome back, friends, to the last show of our virtual Utopia Seattle in Luau. I know some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, she looks so bare tonight. I know. You know, with this last show, I do have a message that I want to send out and put out as well. Being in the military and being in the Army, for me, I've come across and I've met a lot of new and newly transitioning trans women. Being so active and being forward with social media, I have young and newly transitioned transgendered women and transgender children come up to me and say, or through inbox and through a comment, say to me, "You're so pretty. I wish I could look like you because I don't like the way I look." For me, and behind all the makeup that I put on a daily basis, this is me. We are all beautiful in our own skin. We are all our own individual people and who we are. Once we learn to love the skin that we live in and love the skin that we walk and live with every day, people will feel that power being radiated from you, and people will return it to you, and people will continue to love us the way we love ourselves. Now, that to the side, let's have some fun. Tonight, friends, we have a great ending and we have a great finale in store for you. We have some great performers, some of my favorite childhood performers that probably sang one of my favorite songs. Probably the only song that I can sing in the right notes. Cha-la-la-la-la. That person is here tonight and will be performing for you all. And, of course, the lineup is incredible. So stay tuned. But before I get to that, let me thank our opening act, Eleganza. The dance symbolizes and touches on how Fa'afafine went into hiding after seeing their brothers and sisters being killed by settlers and colonizers. This is a piece, or that was a piece that illustrated us coming out of hiding and taking space as queens and keepers of tradition. In a lot of ways, this is us owning our existence and no longer being afraid of the stigma put onto us by white supremacy. Bravo. Also, I would like to thank Aukai, Lamai Kahiki, and Ka'amoana Ahina for the Oli. Thank you very much for that. I will get into the bios for the Aukai and Ka'amoana when we come to the next performance. But the most incredible part, so tonight we are also going to be announcing our raffle ticket winners. Now, the link is available to the below. We have a few more, about less than an hour left for you to purchase your raffle tickets for your chance to win your very own round trip tickets sponsored by Alaska Airlines that will take you anywhere around the world. Yeah, just kidding. Anywhere around the United States of America. So don't waste time. Stop wasting time. We have a lot of time because a lot of you are still being quarantined. Click that link below and start purchasing your tickets. All righty. Remember, 2 tickets are up for raffle. $10 per ticket. And the time starts now. Okie dokes. And then, oh, I lost my place. Also, we do have our fundraising that's still going. That also will end at the end of the show, but we're not going to stop you if you want to continue to donate to Utopia Seattle. Now, everything that we are going to be receiving from your donations, from your love, and from your kindness will be put towards the community. So our fundraising goal from the collective in-LIEU'AU is $35,000, and we want to raise at least $8,750 per show. Have we reached our goal yet? Not really, but we're depending on you, and we're asking you for your help to help us reach the goal. Now, enough with the technical stuff and enough with the money stuff. Let's get on to the fun stuff, which is, or are, the show, the lineup, the performances, and the performers. We're going to introduce you all Act 1, which is Tino Camacho. I'm just falling apart. Like my life and my love life and my lovers just goes into shambles. Tino Camacho is a queer Chamorro Japanese PhD student, artist, and amateur cook from the University of Washington. Tino grew up on the islands of Guam and then moved to Washington State to become a Husky, where he continued his education for the following years. Tino's interest in cooking started in his grandparents' kitchen, where his grandfather and his grandmother, caregivers, taught him how to husk and grate a coconut, like so many of us, and how to make coconut candy. He continued to cook family meals during the weekends and on holidays. While studying as an undergraduate, he would spend his summers cooking at his brother's restaurants, and for 2 years prepared food and recipes for UW's annual Micronesia nights and other Micronesian students and community members. Today, he shares all of the Chamorro foods he has learned to make with his friends and his chosen family in Washington. Friends, a big virtual round of applause to welcome Tino Camacho to our virtual stage.
Hafa day, everyone. My name is Tino Camacho, and today I'm here to teach you how to make oxtail kadun-pika. So, kadun-pika is a Chamorro word just meaning spicy stew. So, kadu in Chamorro means stew, and pika means spicy. We traditionally make this stew with a little bit of soy sauce, some coconut milk, some onion, garlic, and a whole slew of other things. Your choice of meat and vegetable, some citrus or acid, and some heat. So I just want to run through all the ingredients for you that we'll be using today. So the first thing that we'll be using today is 1 yellow onion, and I also use 1 head of garlic. I usually use a few cloves from this, but you'll probably need about maybe like 1/3 of the head. I use 1 can of coconut milk. I use this particular brand of coconut milk. I can bring it up closer to the camera for you all to see. But you can use any old coconut milk as long as it's coconut milk and not coconut cream. So we have soy sauce, which is really critical. I like to use the regular Kikkoman soy sauce. You can use a less sodium version of this if you need a lower sodium diet, if you have a lower sodium diet. And I also have a little bit of kosher salt to season the meat with when we saute it, and some black pepper. I have 3 lemons. The general rule of thumb for the lemons and the soy sauce is for every cup of soy sauce you use, you want about maybe
2 to 3 lemons depending on how sour your lemons are. My vegetable choice that I usually make, I usually put a little bit of bok choy in, and I also put a little bit of napa cabbage, but you can put just about anything you want into it. It doesn't really matter too much. These particular vegetables have high water content, so what tends to happen is after you throw them in to steam at the very end, it dilutes the broth a little bit and brings it to a less salty taste. So if you plan to substitute with a starchier type of vegetable, make sure that you add a little bit of water. And a couple of really critical components to this are this, which is achote powder. It's also known as achiote. So achote powder is something that is used in a lot of Chamorro cooking. It gives red rice its red color, and I use it usually to give a little bit of an earthy, nutty flavor to my Pasifika. And the final ingredient that is really critical, in Chamorro we call our peppers doni, but in the States we can't get those types of peppers that grow back home. I'm originally from Guahan, and we don't have the spiciest peppers in the Marianas. They come from the island of Tinian, but these particular peppers are Thai chilies, which have a really similar flavor profile to what we're used to. So let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna need to do for this dish is to cut your onion, your garlic, and your Thai chili peppers. Now,
Alright folks, so once you get your wok to about a mid-high heat, you're going to throw in your onions first, and you're going to put them in there and let them brown. And the next step, once they start browning, is to take the garlic and the peppers that you cut and throw them in. Woo, spicy. Alright, I think this is a good place where we can start to add in the oxtail. Now, when you put in oxtail, or your meat in general, you should probably make sure that it's a little bit at room temperature so that it cooks down. Now, oxtail is a little interesting, right? Because it's not quite the easiest meat to kind of just flip around inside a wok. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sear it off on the side. And after that, I'm going to start throwing in all of my liquids. First thing I'm going to add is about a cup of soy sauce. Now, the goal here is not to completely submerge the meat inside soy sauce, but to get it to a nice little point where all the liquids actually submerge the meat. So the next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add all the lemon juice. Now this is 3 lemons I'm adding. The next thing you want to add is about a half cup of water. Now, looking into this, it seems like there isn't enough liquid to completely submerge the meat. That's probably because I bought a little bit too big of a size of a oxtail. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to add just about a half cup more soy sauce to this mixture. And I'm going to add about a half cup of water. Now, one ingredient I actually forgot to mention earlier was honey. You need a little bit of honey for this dish. You can sub it with some sugar, but honey is a little bit, less sweet, and I think it really balances the flavors and pulls it together in this particular dish. It's a little technique my brother taught me when I made Pasifika with him for the first time. So what I do is I actually take it and I drizzle it once to the center. And I take it again and drizzle it again to the center. Then, it's about what, maybe like a couple tablespoons. And then just give them a little bit of a mix. Now, my oxtail is actually not quite fully submerged yet. Now that's okay. Especially if you're going to cover this and cook it and stew it for a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stew it for about a half hour on one end of the oxtail, and then I'm going to flip it and stew it on the other. Now, the final thing that we have to add to this before we can, let it sit on its own for a little bit is our achote powder. Now, I put this in so that way it gives the oxtail a little bit of a reddish tinge to it too, and gives it some color, but also infuses that achote flavor into the oxtail. As you're doing this, you got to be really careful because you can stain your clothes. The stuff really, really, really kind of stains everything it touches. So, it's so funny because a lot of people ask me why my rice paddle from my rice at home is red. And that's because I make red rice, and it tends to stain the white paddle. After you've added your achote powder in, you're going to want to give it another mix. And you want to try as much as possible to ensure that you dissolve all of that powder inside the stock. Alright, so I've gotten as much of that powdery residue down as I could, and the next step is to just let it cover up, let it simmer. I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit. Let it simmer for about 30 minutes. I'm doing it for 30 minutes just because I couldn't completely submerge all of my meat. And then we're going to check on it again, and we're going to flip the meat and let it simmer for another 30 minutes. So, the first thing that we need to do to finish off this dish is to actually throw in all of the vegetables that we cut up that we're using to supplement all the meat. So again, I use about, maybe like half a head of Napa cabbage and, 2 pieces of bok choy if I'm feeding 2 folks. And let's see, I'm just gonna add these things in. Now what I do is I actually just kind of throw it in. And what happens is it'll cook down inside the steam. And then I take this and I cover it. And I turn the heat up maybe to about, medium heat. And now I'm gonna just let it cook for a little bit. In about maybe 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna start mixing it together and then throwing in the rest of the components. Everything has been cooked, so all the vegetables are cooking down. I'm just gonna give it a little stir now with these tongs. I'm going to try to bury the veggies a little bit into the liquid. Turn the heat down to a low simmer. And the final step in this is to add the coconut milk. You want to use the whole can to have about 1 cup of soy sauce, and it gives it a nice creamy consistency once it's cooked. So this is the final step to making this dish. I just gotta turn my timer off real quick. Just going to stir in the coconut milk with the oxtail.
Aukai La'amai Kahiki and Ka'amwana Ahina. Aukai La'amai Kahiki was born and raised in Nanakuli, Hawaii. He is currently a senior at the University of Montana, finishing his undergraduate degree in Management Information Systems with a certificate in Data Analytics. Aukai has been the treasurer for the Pacific Islanders Club for the past 3 years, serves as a treasurer for U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana, who will also serve as a senator for the student body at UM. Ka'au Ahina was born and raised in Kaneohe, Hawaii. He is also a senior at the University of Montana, finishing his undergraduate degree in Communication Studies. Ka'amoana is a founder as well as the president of the Pacific Islanders Club. He also serves as the student coordinator for UM's annual Diverse U Symposium. They dedicate their time in perpetuating the culture of Hawaii through Hawaiian dance, song, chant, and language through the Pacific Islanders Clubs and U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana. They also serve as the student liaisons on the Diversity Advisory Committee, which advises the president and his administration about anything diversity related. Please enjoy their hula segments as members from the University of Montana Pacific Islanders Club and University Montana, or U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana, share their aloha all the way from Misula.
Kaulana mai nehi a olu palakua e iniki ahi ahi ka homea o paniolo Kaulana mai nehi a olu palakua e iniki ahi ahi ka homea o paniolo He vehi e kulehi a olu palakua Ona me ka wapuhi he beauty maolino He vehi e kulehi a olu palakua Ona me ka wapuhi he nani maolino Haina mai ka puahana olu palakua He iniki ahi ahi ka homea o paniolo Haina mai ka puahana a olu palakua He iniki ahi ahi ka homea o paniolo Makuupoli mai oe E kuui po aloha He ala ona kou No ke ano ahi ahi Makuupoli mai oe E kuui po aloha He ala ona kou No ke ano ahi ahi Mamuli a o kuleo Ua malu nei a kino He kino palu palu I ka hana ke aloha Mamuli a o kuleo Ua malu nei a kino He kino palu palu kou I ka hana ke aloha Wala ino ho'iau I ka hanua kaipo he ho'i po'ipo nei nane aputauai wala'i no ho'iau ikahanua kaipo he ho'i po'ipo nei nane aputauai haina mai tapuana e ku'i po aloha he ala ona ko no ke ano ahi haina mai tapuana e ku'i po aloha he ala ona ko no ke ano ahi kuipo eleno ai ko
Welcome back, friends. Now, wasn't that a beautiful performance? I really enjoyed the infusion of cultures from the Hawaiian hula to the music to the dances, and then with the plaid shirts and the jeans, and it's bringing out the Southern girl in me and making me, and then just listening to the Hawaiian music, it takes me back to my Waikiki days where I almost lost my virginity, almost, when he laid me by the Waikiki beach and, poured champagne on me. I think it was champagne, or it must have been a box of wine, but anyways, it just brought back really fond memories and making me miss Hawaii. Mahalo to the performers from U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana. Y'all did a beautiful job. Thank you very much for joining us, friends. Now, once again, because we are about to say thank you very much for the raffle. One ticket costs $10, and we're about to draw off our first round trip tickets. So this is your last chance, because after these messages and one more performer, we are going to announce our very first winner for our very first round trip ticket, sponsored by Alaska Airlines, to take you anywhere. It can take you to Montana and visit U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana, and learn how to hula with the Islanders Club in the University of Montana. So, after these messages, let me turn you over to not the COVID queen, but to the beautiful Tipatasi Vaina for a message on COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Sepa Vaina, Community Engagement Manager at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. U.T.O.P.I.A's mission is to create sacred spaces to strengthen the minds and bodies of queer and trans Pacific Islanders through community care, community organizing, civic engagement, and cultural stewardship. Our community members are experiencing the financial impact of COVID-19, and we want you to know that we are here to help. U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle is offering financial assistance to queer and trans Pacific Islanders in the state of Washington who are experiencing financial setback due to the pandemic. To apply, please visit www.utopiaseattle.org and fill out an application. The application process is simple and low barrier so that community members receive the assistance they need in a timely manner. In addition to that, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle has partnered with Pacific Fruit Company to conduct a curbside food distribution every Monday in the month of June except June 1st. We will be setting up in front of our office at 205 East Meeker Street, Kent, Washington, area code 98032. Food and supplies are available on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. For more information on this, please like our Facebook page at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle or visit us at www.utopiaseattle.org. Hi everyone! Tepa Vaina tuning in live from the U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle office here in Kent, Washington. It's time for us to do our first drawing for our raffle ticket. Just so that everybody understands, again, tonight we are raffling 2 round-trip tickets sponsored by Alaska Airlines, valued at $1,200 each. You may use this ticket to travel anywhere within the United States. So with this drawing, we're going to draw for one of the round-trip tickets. And before we do that, I want to say thank you to all our communities for donating and for purchasing and continuing to support the work that we do here at U.T.O.P.I.A. And also a grateful thank you to Alaska Airlines for graciously and generously sponsoring our raffle tickets for tonight. So as you can see, I have my beautiful bowl here of Tanoa with all the names of the folks that have purchased their tickets so far. So if you have purchased more than one ticket, if you have purchased 1, 2, 3, then your name is in here more than 1, 2, 3. If you purchase 10 tickets, your name is in here 10 times, just to increase your chances of getting and to be fair to everybody on how much you spent. So without further ado, I'm going to call over our executive director, our fearless leader of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle, to come and draw our first winner for our round trip ticket from Alaska Airlines. Taffy.
Hello, everyone. So, all right. So,
Ooh. So the winner of our first prize for tonight, a round trip ticket with Alaska Airlines valued at $1,200 and that you can use to travel anywhere within the United States, is none other than Camila Tanaka
of U.T.O.P.I.A, Montana.
Woo! How about a hand for Camila Tanaka? Congratulations, Camila. To claim your ticket, our staff will be reaching out to you personally and directly, or you may also email us at mail@utopiaseattle.org to make arrangements for your prize. If your name was not called, or if you have not purchased a ticket yet, don't worry, you still have another chance to win another round trip ticket from Alaska Airlines. We have one more drawing, and you have between now and the last drawing to buy 1, 2, or 10 tickets, or 30 or 40, however many you want to buy. So stay tuned, and we will be right back for our last drawing. Congratulations, Camila.
Please give a big round of applause to those beautiful young ladies that just did the drawing. Ms. Tipavina, and of course the CEO of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle, the beautiful Ms. Taffy Mae Johnson. Alrighty. Introducing Adrian Diaz and Jade May Mackey. Adrian Diaz, proud trans woman from the beautiful islands of Guam. She is 38 years old, that's young, honey, and loving every curveball that comes her way. One of the many activities she enjoys on a daily basis is building her passion, and power tools are her addiction. She has an abundance of family and friends who have become family. She tries her best to stay active in the community and be attentive to the needs of her people, or of our island people. Jade May Mackey is from the house of May Mackey. She's just an ordinary island trans girl who is grateful for her beautiful life that is filled with the many blessings she has received. She loves the art of makeup. She loves her makeup shows. My love for makeup shows who I am as a person without having to speak. Cooking is one of my favorite things to do because it allows me to bond with the people that I love. From this oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Miss Adrian Diaz and beautiful Jade May Mackey.
Everyone.
Half a day, everybody.
Thank you for tuning into our channel. One time for the one time. I'm your girl, Adrian Diaz.
I am Jade May Mackey.
Coming to you live from Las Vegas. Cooking all kinds of delicacies from way back where we come from.
And that is Samoa
and Guam.
Cheers, sis.
Today's episode is actually pretty special.
It is very special.
Today is brought to you, especially in part by U.T.O.P.I.A
Seattle.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle.
I love you.
What are you going to make for us today?
Today, it's very known in the islands of Samoa. We call it chop suey. This is more of like a chow mein, kind of, but island style. It's like got this, the corned beef, but this is the meat for the chop suey and all that.
It's just as colorful as your nails, isn't it? I love these nails.
Hey girl, hey.
And I am making 2 different dessert dishes. One's called akigigi, which is just like a coconut cooked in banana leaf, and then the banana rolled in, this is more Filipino, turon maybe.
I've heard of that.
We're just gonna take a little spin. So one of the main ingredients of my dish is coconut, and we need the young one, so I bought this. And then you're gonna need a knife from your local hardware store. And what I do is just hold it at the edge of the sink. Now we're gonna need the juice. So I'm gonna stop as soon as I break the shell and pour out this juice. Pour out the juice. And this comes a little later with some cornstarch, flour, sugar, and water. So now that all the juice has been emptied, we just want 2 halves. Voila. So all we need to do is rinse it out a little bit. And we have our young coconut. Ta-da! Back home we have a kamzu, but I have this little amazing gadget from one of the Asian stores. And all you want to do is scrape your coconut and always change direction so that they're really thin and small particles. You don't want heavy, long strands. Soft, delicate ones. And just keep going until you get to the shell.
My dish is called chop suey. In Samoan, we say sapasui. You can add any meat. I decided to go with corned beef.
That's like the steak of the islands, right?
Yes, very. You're not an islander if you don't eat this, if you don't have this in your house.
And that's like the top quality.
This is like gold. So my ingredients consist of rice noodle, onion, carrots, corn, cabbage, garlic, and then the meat and coconut. I'm so hungry. I totally did not eat anything this morning.
Since you didn't have to fry it.
No, hello, we have to. Hello, we have to sell.
It's so good, your corned beef.
I got this flavor, garlic. They have garlic, they have onions, but I got the garlic because I love the food that smells, that has a lot.
So fancy. Sponsored by Austin Palm.
Yeah.
You got a close up of it.
Tastes so delicious.
Yeah.
This is a freshly bought tapioca. I'm just going to mince it down. And this is basically the starch that holds the entire structure together. So I got this fancy glove, which is anti-scrape your fingers, keep your knuckles and your manicure together. It's amazing. After we've added the tapioca, we're gonna add some young shredded coconut. I've drained out all the juice. In a separate bowl, you are going to mix 1/4 of a cup maybe of cornstarch, 1 cup of sugar, and you can totally add more if you want yours sweeter. And then 1/3 of a cup of flour. And the coconut juice that you had from earlier. And you can totally add more cornstarch, more sugar. That's pretty much it for the mix. Wrapper is banana leaf that we bought, and I just washed them. Let it sit for a little bit and dry. So we're gonna just spray some ham on the leaf. Get a little bit of the dough for the mix. So tight. A little bit of mix. Hold it up pretty tight. And burn. Just a disclaimer, this is my first time ever making akigigi. If you have any hacks, tricks, tips, comment below for anybody else who wants to make it. And the last one. Roll it on over. And cook it evenly on both sides. You want it to burn. That's a part of the look and the taste actually. It gives it that smoky flavor. Oh my gosh, it's smelling so amazing. It's pretty much cooked. I'm just gonna take it off.
So good.
Yeah, and yes. We're gonna let it cool off for a little bit and then we
Start munching.
munch the house down.
Down the house down. Boom.
It's supposed to look burnt? Good job, sis. It looks so good. Thank you. Where's your drink? Oh my god. We're just about done and we're gonna fry some lumpia, yeah? Yes, I am so for it. My dish is chop suey, as we say in Samoan. Right now, I'm heating up the olive oil, garlic, onion, and you gotta let it simmer, medium low. Oh my god, everything smells so amazing. I'm so hungry, sis. I'm starving. What I'm doing right now is caramelizing it. Then I added the noodle in, let it cook halfway, and then I'll add the rest of my ingredients in. Delish. Sis, how's it going on yours? And I'm doing good, just a little bit of cleanup. You need my help? No, not at the time. So I'll ask you. Okay, thank you. Thanks, love. You're like the sweetest baking partner ever. Thank you, Gorge. And you're the fishest partner ever. Corned beef. Oh, your corned beef is going in already? Yeah. Yum. Corn. Carrot. Pepper. What are you adding now, sis? The last of my ingredient, which is cabbage. Day drinking. In the bottom. So the other dish we're gonna make is banana lumpia. I'm not using the whole banana. You're gonna take them, roll them in sugar, and set them aside. After this, we're gonna take some cornstarch and basically coat them. And now I'm gonna throw them in the freezer for about an hour. I'm just making a little mixer with flour and water. Sis, can you grab me the bananas that are frozen? Oh, absolutely. Thank you. So you wanna hear? Yes. Oh, yep. Very stiff. Get a banana. Roll. Oh, this is so good. And just get a little bit of this mixture and just to seal it up. And as soon as I'm done doing all these bananas, we're gonna freeze them again. And now we're on to frying our lumpia. So your oil is pretty much warm, yeah? Yes, it is. Let's try it. Let's see it. It is, sister. Perfect. I am getting our tray ready. Just don't get burned, ladies. Oh, I'm so bad at frying. Yeah. Wait. But I love to get burned. You know what I mean. A burnt what? Ooh. I don't know. A burnt U.T.O.P.I.A. And she is frying and oh, it's gonna be delicious. So this is the final touch of this damn doodle. Ooh, she looks so beautiful. Look at her. So sister, we're not Filipinos for sure, huh? But you know what? It's very, it's there. We'll leave the hardworking to them, sis. Yes. Turn off your oil. Let's go. So yes. Oh my god, sis. Oh, sis, it's been a long day. I know. Another successful, fun episode of Cooking with my sissy. Here's to U.T.O.P.I.A. Yes. And to all the great things they did and are continuing to do and will do in the future for our community and for everyone as a whole. We hope that you enjoyed our time and the, you know, simple little dishes that we maybe didn't execute perfectly, but hey, we had a great time doing it. Yes, I enjoyed cooking today.
So I'm gonna try this dish.
I
Corned
want you
beef
to-
vegetable
Yes, I want you to
noodle.
try it.
That's like from back
Oh
home.
my gosh. I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I was eating this as soon as it came off the stove.
Okay, let me try this.
Oh my god. I like back home. Not bad for a one-timer, huh?
I think it's the nails, that's why I can't grab it, but oh well. I'm digging in.
You like it, sis?
I love it. What's it called? Apigigi. It's so bonus, sis. Over the house on booze. And this is what says.
Filipino delicacy.
Even though we're not Filipino, yeah.
I have to say, you did an amazing job frying this. I would have ruined it. Like, it would have been burned or raw.
This is so good. It's very, I can taste the caramel in it.
Nice. Did you try this?
I did. It was really good. I loved it a lot.
Oh my god.
I ate 2 of them. All right, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you for tuning in and filming another episode of
One time for the one time. I'm Adrian Diaz and your girl,
Jade Maymaki.
coming to you live from fabulous Las Vegas. Until next time, like, subscribe, and share our channel. And a special thanks to
U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. Thank you so much and thank you all for tuning in. We love you all. Till next time,
Stay Safe.
see you later, one-timers.
See you later.
Our next act, maybe not an act, but I would love to introduce you all to our keynote speaker, which is Lourdes Velasco. Lourdes Velasco is a mixed media artist who creates art through short film, collage, poetry, and dance. Lourdes' artistic practice centers radical healing as a boundless form of resistance for two-spirit, trans, and queer Black, Indigenous people of color. Their practice weaves their experience as a queer and trans non-binary Chamorro parent, Pasifika organizer, and survivor seeking to decolonize their relationship to ancestry, land, gender, sexuality, movement to heal the legacy of intergenerational trauma. Lourdes is the Queer Network Program Organizer with HIBISCUS and co-founding member of Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network and a core team member of the Alphabet Alliance of Color. Lourdes loves practicing revolutionary parenting with their child, eating sweet treats, and being goofy, tender Virgo. Friends, please put your hands together and welcome our keynote speaker to our virtual stage. Welcome, Lourdes.
When Taffy and U.T.O.P.I.A welcomed me, I was just so floored. I just want to say Dankalut na Saina Ma'asi to U.T.O.P.I.A for having me. Before I start, when I was asked to do a keynote speech, I was like, I'm an artist and I don't know if I want to do that typical format, so we're not going to do that tonight. And I want to call on y'all who are witnessing and in the audience to join me in interactive playfulness as well as honoring the ancestors that we come from tonight. So before I start, I want to honor the indigenous land of the Duwamish peoples and to think about what is our responsibility to this land that we are on and our responsibility to the land that we come from as indigenous Pasifika people and how our liberation is connected to indigenous sovereignty from Turtle Island to Hawaii to Guahan, Lagua, Sangani, the Marianas, Micronesia, Palestine. I want you to remember that we do have a responsibility and relationship to the land. And if you can, give to Real Rent. It goes directly to the Duwamish people. Look it up online. Also, I want to name that tonight is Juneteenth. Today is Juneteenth and Pride Month. And to honor the uprising and movement for Black lives. And as Black trans non-binary writer Estelle Ellison says, Juneteenth is neither a holiday for congratulating white allies, nor is it a day for praising the American government. Juneteenth is a holiday for celebrating the possibility of Black liberation. Juneteenth is a Black celebration of growing abundance and joy. And to remember our transcestor, our Black transcestor, Marsha P. Johnson, who has said, as long as my people don't have their rights across America, there's no reason for celebration. And for us to remember as Pasifika people, as Pasifika queer and trans people, there's no pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. So today I want us to honor all Black lives, Black trans women, Black trans folks, Black queer folks, sex workers, Black disabled folks, Black incarcerated folks, Black immigrants, and Black undocumented folks. And when we honor all Black lives, what does it mean for us as non-Black Pasifika people to redistribute wealth by undoing and challenging anti-Blackness in ourselves and in our communities? It looks like collective solidarity with our Indigenous siblings and for Indigenous sovereignty, and it's tied and bound to Black liberation. So today, if you haven't already, please send reparations and redistribute money and wealth directly to Black trans women and Black trans femmes and Black trans people. And one way you can do that, you can give directly to Washington Black Trans Task Force. You could give to Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network. And if you follow me on Instagram at Tender Virgo Farts, I have a list of Black trans women and femmes, loved ones that you can give to directly. I also want to honor the Pasifika family, our Pasifika family that we have lost during COVID, that we have lost due to gender-based violence, that we have lost through incarceration and state-sanctioned violence, and for the ancestors that we come from. I want to invite folks to call in the ancestors that we want to join us. Call them in your heart or put it in the chat. And remember, we are future ancestors. What will our legacy of love be? So I'm here to shout out and give love to my Chamorro fam, Gumadela. Also representing and loving on my loved ones throughout Micronesia. Thank you so much for having me. And to start, I wanted to offer a chant that I learned from my Chetlu Dakota, which was learned from in-LIEU'AU, called Nanananahu. And I'm saying this chant to honor all of the lives that I mentioned before, for Black liberation, for Indigenous sovereignty and liberation, and for our own intergenerational healing. Ihaga hugin inaga nahanen inau nanen inau nanen inau Ihaga hugin inaga nahanen inau nanen inau nanen inau Ihaga tagin inaga nanen inau nanen inau nanen inau nanen in-LIEU'AU. Hanamagi. Migai ma'asi, saina ma'asi. Thank you. Thank you to the ancestors. I know that I was introduced formally about who I am, and I want to share more about the process in which my form and how I've been transformed through love with all of you. And I know right now there's so much grief. There's so much grief, and there's so much going on in our communities. And I want to hold a space for us to remember our resilience, the resiliency through love. So as you learned, I am a Chamorro trans, non-binary, in the middle femme, a parent of an 11-year-old child named Elijah. I'm a mixed media artist, a dancer, a community organizer, and a budding abolitionist who learned deeply from and by QTPI-led transformative justice and disability justice movements. I'm a queer network program organizer with HIBISCUS, a co-founding member of the Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network, and a core team member of the Auva'a Alliance of Color. I also am a Pasifika organizer and a member of Gumagela. And I'm also single. Just kidding. No one is ever single. We are all in relation to each other. But you know, when the ancestors say that it's my time, it will be my time. But I want us to remember when we're thinking about love, it always is in relationship to ourselves, to the land, to the water and the sky. Tanu, Tasi, Zanlenge. And I wanted to just share a little story about love. And the way that I want to do it will be modeled through a poem that I learned from La Espiritista, a loved one in my life, as well as baby anarchists, to be able to talk about what love is and what love means to me. And I think as a queer, Pasifika, trans, non-binary person, love has been inspired and been a force in my life since I was a child. And when I want to talk about love, is about Guaidza. That means love in Chamorro, and Finohadza. One story of love is how I've always felt so transformed by love in my queer and trans BIPOC communities, in my Pasifika communities where interdependence and mutual care is practiced. It really taught me how to undo and decolonize the singularity of romantic love, and to know that there are constellations of love. There are multitudes of love that really drive the force of our movement work, of our healing, and is a force to reckon with when we know for generations, our peoples, the people we come from, as Pasifika people, as BIPOC people, as QTPI people, our ancestors have carried generations and generations of trauma and harm. And I want to say that the ways in which we're healing that is so beautiful. And I witness it through U.T.O.P.I.A. I witness it in Gumagela. I witness it in all of my QTPI work and organizing. I witness it within myself and to my child. I know that our generation and the generations to come are practicing love in so many forms that disrupt intergenerational harm and violence, that are creating legacies of love that will heal our ancestors and the ancestors before them. So I know during this time, There's so much heartbreak. And I also want to call on making space to remember that love exists, that joy exists, that our Black, Indigenous, and people of color in our communities are so deserving and worthy of healing and love. So I just want to close by sharing this short poem and talk to you about what Gwaizat means. And this actually was also inspired by this wheel that I don't think I have time to go through, but shout out to Rowdy. Rowdy and I created it's called the Wheel of Chamorro, and one segment of it is Gwaizat, and to share stories of love. And I am feeling really inspired by that. So thank you, Rowdy. Gwaizat how? Gwaizat is love. Gwaizat is love that is multitudes and takes so many forms in action. Gwaizat is abolishing prisons and defunding the police and investing that money in BIPOC communities. Gwaizat is the revolution and abolition starting at home. Gwaizat is slowing down, pausing and resting, knowing that our work and this movement work means for us to rest. Gwaizat is the disability justice movement and sick and disabled cutie BIPOC that give each other care. Gwaizat is giving our Black trans siblings roses while they are still here. Gwaizat is mutual aid. Gwaizat is collective care. Gwaizat is checking in on your loved ones. Gwaizat is letting your loved ones know when they are causing harm. Gwaizat is creating a safer space to sleep when a loved one is experiencing violence. Gwaizat is honesty, direct communication. Gwaizat is listening, is pausing, is acknowledging when you do cause harm. Gwaizat is apologizing and is self-accountability. Gwaizat is changing your harmful behavior and knowing that we all can cause harm. But what matters is we change our behaviors in order to create repair that is based in love, that is based in connection, that is based in relationship to ourselves and to others. Gwaizat is vulnerability. Gwaizat is the ancestors we come from. Gwaizat is healing intergenerational pain. Gwaizat is celebrating joy and love for generations to come. Gwaizat is me, and Gwaizat is you, and Gwaizat is we. Hugwaizat Hamzu. I love you all. Thank you so much.
What I admire most about U.T.O.P.I.A is the positive impact they have on our QTPI and LGBTQ community. Inspiring and empowering people like me. Talofa Malolele. My name is Donato Fatuesi, and this is my story. U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle found me at a very critical time in my life. Forced to drop out of college with enormous debt, faced with housing insecurity, I felt lost and alone. Eventually, I found full-time work. However, $480 every 2 weeks was not gonna cut it, honey. And if I wanted to thrive on my own, I needed to rethink my plan. Engaging in sex work allowed me to save money and become more independent. But most importantly, offered me a newfound confidence in how I chose to navigate the world. And as an Indigenous trans woman of color, I felt liberated in how I navigated many spaces through that experience. However, the risk of further discrimination and possible criminalization meant that I would probably need to re-strategize again. And so I decided to move to Washington, and U.T.O.P.I.A was known to have a close-knit Pacific Islander community. During a brief visit, they reached out to me about an event to meet and connect with other Fa'afafine. Finding a room full of professionals in their respective agencies, entrepreneurs, business owners, community leaders, activists, and even sex workers, I felt like, wow, it left quite an impression on me. And sharing these similarities, I connected deeply with their stories and how they were able to thrive here in Washington. Moving to Washington no longer became just an option, it became a priority. In a sense, I recognized the possibilities, which gave me the hope that I needed to stay. U.T.O.P.I.A provided me with gender-affirming resources and a list of LGBTQ-friendly service providers and employers to help me re-enter the workforce. Amending my legal documents and starting HRT, hormone replacement therapy, was a truly redefining moment for me. Slowly, I was beginning to overcome many socioeconomic barriers that prevented me once from gaining semblance of independence. But U.T.O.P.I.A became my political home, my refuge, my safe haven. I found here my chosen family. Volunteering to advance the mission in creating sacred spaces for QTPIs, queer and trans Pacific Islanders, in case you're wondering, through community organizing, community care, cultural stewardship, and civic engagement was a gratifying yes decision. From serving as a volunteer to becoming a board member and my journey to becoming a staff, over the past 7 years, my growth through here became directly correlated to that of my personal and professional life. And it's very important when all of those things can come full circle. I found that my relationship with my friends and family became even more deeply bonded than ever. And I'm happy to share that I now serve as the operations manager at U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle and have plans to graduate this summer with my Associate of Arts in Accounting, with plans to further my education. But through this entire experience, I have found strength, immense healing, and self-love. Through this work, I get to help others to define what that looks like for them so that they could live truly dignified lives. But U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle needs your support. We're continuing to build a community and create safe spaces where we can be authentically everything that makes us unique and beautiful, where we can be who we are. But it takes resources to do that. And so I'm here to, yes, ask for your money and invite you to please help support U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle by making a donation tonight. And if you're wondering on some ways that you can do that or what the impact of your gift can have on our organization, let me start at this level. A $1,500 donation can help U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle with launching a trans leadership cohort consisted of 15 trans Pacific Islanders. This cohort will focus on advocacy, facilitation skills for trans Pacific Islanders who are invested in community organizing and policy changes. It is a safe space where trans Pacific Islander leaders can be seen and supported and given the opportunity to practice new skills to support their community and build their community power. So I'm gonna pick up my phone now and I'm gonna look at these comments. It looks like we have a bunch of people reacting on social media. And I wanna invite all of you for the opportunity to give at this level to help support this trans leadership cohort. If you're wondering, you can submit your pledge here in the comments section and our staff will reach out to you on how you can successfully complete your gift. And so with that ask, I want to give a moment for folks to give at this level to help support our trans leadership cohort. So if there's anyone willing to give $1,500, you don't have to navigate away from this site to do so right now. Just comment in the section below and our staff will reach out to you. And that's when you pick up your phone, call your friends. Hey, U.T.O.P.I.A's doing this amazing thing. Get on here and give at $1,500. And I want to acknowledge that we did receive a pledge for $1,500 that will help to support our trans leadership cohort. Thank you especially so much to Isis, Annual Lū'au, and Ren Hanen. We love you so much and thank you for continuing to support the work of U.T.O.P.I.A. Now, I understand that $1,500 may be a lot of money to folks, and that's okay. Another level that folks can give is at $200. U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle has helped more than 200 trans and gender nonconforming folks to legally amend their documents so that they are representative of who they truly are. From hosting legal clinics with free access to physicians and attorneys to providing comfort and emotional support by walking with them through the process, 200 plus folks are even happier and healthier today. I'd also like to acknowledge before I move on from this, that we also have another pledge from one of our viewers. Our fellow sister, Valerie DeVoe, just also pledged $1,500 to support the work of U.T.O.P.I.A. At this level, our trans leadership cohort can be sustained for 2 years as opposed to just 1. So thank you so much, Valerie, for your alofa. We really appreciate it. So back to our other level folks, $200 can help to support our trans and gender nonconforming folks to legally amend their documents. Is there anyone willing to give at the $200 level? If so, please feel free to comment in the comment section. We have an anonymous pledge willing to match a $200 donation. So if anyone is willing to donate $200, this person will match your $200 contribution. Wow, thank you so much to Willa Mendoza, who has pledged $200 to U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. And additionally, Mane Tuya'ana. Thank you so much, Mane, for pledging $200 to U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. Aukai La'amaikahiki also pledged $200. In just this section alone, folks, we have raised $800. If folks are also willing to support this program, you can also pledge $200 and we can set up monthly payments for your gift. So if folks are also willing to still give at this level, please feel free to comment. And thank you so much, everyone. This is really truly heartwarming to see this outpour of love to sustain this work. And it's, whew, this mascara. By the way, we have Thrive Cosmetics. If you need mascara, we got you. Thank you again, friends. Willa Mendoza, Mane Tuya'ana, Aukaila Amakahiki. And now we have a new pledge for $200 from Tino Camacho. And that, in addition to the $200 anonymous match, we are now at $1,000. And Rihanna Quigley, Sister Rihanna Quigley has also just pledged another $200, friends. We are at $1,200. Evalani also is now pledging $200 as well. $300 from Evalani. If my math is correct, that's now $1,500. So another $1,500. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. We truly appreciate it. I think right now we have just raised, in just these few moments, $4,500. I'm getting another message that we have another donation coming in back at the $1,500 level from Derek Johnson. We are now at $6,000. Hey, oh my gosh. You guys are just so overwhelmed. This is amazing. I think in less than 10 minutes, we just raised $6,000. Thank you so much, community, for your love and support. It's $200. If you're not able to give at $200, you can also give at $40. There are 4 Talanoa forums that we typically host annually. Over these past couple months, we have transitioned this forum to a virtual space, which has increased our scope to reaching community all around the world. And this is a space where we lift up stories of QTPIs and use those stories to challenge the systems and beliefs that do not support our lived experiences. Talanoa empowers QTPIs to speak up and raise concerns and questions regarding institutions that they are most impacted by. Please help us to continue providing Talanoa in King County and also virtually to make movements to change those systems by donating at $40. And if you need time to think about donating at the $40 level, we have another pledge that just came in from Aaron Davies, pledging $200 from Advocate Accounting. So if you need time to dig through your wallet, call some friends, just know that we are now at $6,200 in donations in just less than 10 minutes. Ooh, we got another $200 pledge from Kamata and Daniel Wright. Thank you so much, Kamata and Daniel, and also Aaron from Advocate Accounting. We are now at $6,400 in donations. And folks, you're still welcome to give at the $40 level. That helps to support our Talanoa program. And as you continue to think about that, our auction for our Alaska airline tickets, we still have one airline ticket to raffle off, and the lines are still open. Purchase a ticket at $10. You guys, my dad just pledged $1,000. Thank you, Dad. Joseph Fatuesi just pledged $1,000 to U.T.O.P.I.A. We are now at $7,400. And Melissa Ponder has just pledged $40 as well. That's $7,440. Can y'all keep note of this because my brain is about to explode? We have another pledge for $40. I'm gonna have a toast. $7,480. Let me take a sip while y'all keep, looking for your card and all of that. Ooh. $7,000. We have another pledge coming in from Sister Sika Afua for $100. Thank you, Sika. Mel just raised her gift to $50 to make it easier for counting. If she says that, and then I lose my count. But we're at 7,400. It was 80 plus 100, 180. I'm thrown off. Oh my gosh. Get it together, girl. Lori Gilful also just pledged $100 to U.T.O.P.I.A. Thank you, Lori. And lastly, friends, $20, $10, $5, any amount at any level is always appreciated. The most important thing is that everyone gives at a level that they are comfortable, and we will always be grateful for all of the contributions that our community gives to help sustain this meaningful work. Now, with that said, because folks have been giving over the past 3-4 weeks, we had to suspend a week. Another pledge for $200, and I just got a job offer from Valerie DeVoe. She wants to hire me to be her manager. Hey, girl. Here's my card. Fania Sipili just pledged $200. Thank you so much, Nia. So we have a show of amazing performers still yet to perform. We invite folks who are still deciding on a gift level to give. Feel free to enter it in the comment section, and our staff will reach out to you after our broadcast to follow up on completing your gift. Pardon? Also, a reminder to folks that you can also sign up to become a monthly recurring donor at any time. So if $100 sounds too much for you right now, maybe consider $10 a month or something along those lines. And as I was saying, over the past several weeks, we have been striving to raise or hit our goal of $35,000. And let me go put all these numbers together, and I'll be back, or I will let Princess know so she can announce to folks how far along we are on reaching our goal. But feel free to continue to submit pledges over the comments, and we'll reach out to folks to fulfill those gifts. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Enjoy the rest of the show and continue to buy more tickets for the raffle. It's still open. Bye. Thank you.
Now, the moments, or the second moment you all have been waiting for, the drawing of our very last raffle, our very last round trip tickets. Please help me welcome back to our virtual stage the beautiful Miss Tipatasivina of U.T.O.P.I.A, Seattle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our live drawing for our raffle tickets. Again, what are we raffling? We are raffling a round-trip ticket with Alaska Airlines, sponsored by Alaska Airlines, valued at $1,200. You may use this ticket to travel anywhere within the U.S. Again, I wanted to take this time to thank everyone, our community. We are so truly touched and moved by the love that you continue to show U.T.O.P.I.A, so that we can continue engaging our community and continue doing work with you. We are so thankful. Faftai Sililava. Well, the moment is here. This is your last chance to win a round-trip ticket by Alaska Airlines for the 2020 U.T.O.P.I.A in Lū'au. So Not going to say much more than that. I wish I could give everybody a round trip ticket, but there can only be one winner. Well, two tonight. And we are about to draw our last winner. So again, our executive director, Taffy Johnson. Keep your fingers crossed. Let me get the ones on the bottom. I hope it's me. Oh, wait, we're not allowed to participate.
Okay, here's the lucky one.
And the winner of our second round trip ticket by Alaska Airlines is none other than Miss Elena Saulo. Congratulations, Elena Saulo.
Congratulations to Elena. Now, if y'all are not satisfied with the tickets that y'all have won, the announcer, Ms. Sipavina, also comes with the ticket as a bag carrier or a caddy. So go ahead. Congratulations to you all, and thank you all for participating and for purchasing tickets with U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. And thank you also to Alaska Airlines for the wonderful job. Now, moving on with our show, she is no stranger to social media. She is no stranger to the entertainment world. Please help me welcome the unapologetic but Pasifika creative who dabbles in various practices that express her creativity, but most importantly, bring her joy. An activist for human rights with a hunger for anything but the norm. Very her. Current projects include instructing choreography and costuming of Tifa Imawana dance of Hayward, California, as well as producing, directing, casting, co-creating, and writing for digital content such as Le Falilalanga, the Fuala'au Bunch, the Lū'au, Matiba YouTube channel, and more in the works. She strongly encourages everyone to step out of the dim lights of their comfort zones and run into the bright lights of creativity and ingenuity. Just another human, friends, folks, and happy people. Please welcome Miss Ruby J. Fuala'au.
Masina Auva'a i-Lū'au maunga Mawhauwhau ele uma Ta la 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 Ta la 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 Ta la 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 Ina ule au role
beloved figure to the Samoan music lovers, known for her soothing voice and love ballads. Sam recorded his first album in the 1980s and performed across the territory in every local event, big and small, with her band, the Anivas. She had been an educator for a number of years, and he taught music to students before relocating to the US. Recently, she found renewed interest in her music through social media, where he performs live for fans. Sam continues to perform for some of their most popular hits like Tulili, Walele Tati Lava Oe, in-LIEU'AU, and Punipuao. Friends, family, and my beautiful, colorful, loving people, a big round of applause. Welcome to our virtual stage. My favorite song singers, Sha-la-la-la-la, Miriam, Sam, Samuel.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank you, Taffy Mayene Johnson, for giving me this opportunity to share my talent and help out with the foundation with their Utopia with the Lū'au virtual live. Thank you so much, Princess and Donato. Love you guys. I love what you guys are doing over there. All right, let's start with this song. Loa, so ma, uterea, inano, tiare para, ua, ua, iteno ano Ma'ahea, oe, ma'apara. Natin maupuro tuosa, iti. Ma'ahea, oe, ma'apara. Tiare inano. Natin out, tenua, ote, iare. There's a mix of the different cultures there. We had Maori, Kiora, Tahiti, Yorana. We had Samoa, we had Gula, Fiji, with Issa Lake. Oh, we got Slow It Down, one of the oldies. Back in the days. oh, Farina. Oh, lover, oh, the city of the Orland, I do not bear, but boy, I love for honor. Oh, lover. Auva'a tali te tonu o le ava. Fa'a moe moe mo tai au o le awhai malanga. Lo'u nu'u fa'a tumuli e le tamau aina. Lo'u nu'u fa'a tumuli e yo mawhau whauna. Tai au e malanga e se atu tau wha'oi tuhili. Salulata masanina Uala lele kasi lava oe Tulili wana oe lava Lola lele wale papae pito na fa'a matala Uala lele kasi lava oe Tulili wana oe lava Lola lele wale papae pito na fa'a matala Those are some of the oldies when I first started, back in the 80s. And I was only a junior in high school. Yes, yes. All right, I'll do something upbeat a little bit here. Dio, 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 Dio. Okay, we'll feel up Italy. I'm in the dancing mood. Yeah, I'm in the dancing mood. You got to pick it up, put it down, come back again. Pick it up, put it down, come back again. Butter groove and a butter groove. Everybody jump and shout. Say, butter groove and a butter groove. To the east, to the west, to the north, to the south. Hey, oh yeah. Oh yeah. My luck. I think time's almost up. All right. We'll end up with U.T.O.P.I.A. Auva'a to Auva'a o dia. Wana seselo fatu, malo utino uamaniti. Salu ai le la le leo o le suiti. Amatai ina lo palea oe. Le malo misumea e ai le mawasa moe. Atonala fainata, le alofa malo manao, le mafaya ona o faya tu sao, la uvele ea, U.T.O.P.I.A ea, talimaya, Lū'au ea, ua emana sumaya. Na oa umiti o loko e na nia mai. Ai hawhai e te, a loko moni a te au. Loko tau ka whai, a loko nau atu. Ia loko ma whaawa noa, se vai nau loko whatu. Oh, sana pangalulit sa masanina. Wayaw binga paaw sa ipaalia. Maufoli na fia-fia, balisaw sa afia. Wamafuay lumana o lasia o dia. Aulini watini pa olipa amoy-moy. Balo wala wana oe lo fa ano waliua ile fia itama eleto motia la ufelea U.T.O.P.I.A ea talimaya ea
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Thank you so much for sharing your talent with us once again. It's been a long, long time since we've heard you live. I've seen a couple of your live videos, and it's just it's such a blessing to hear your music once again.
Thank you.
So, are we going to be hearing more of you? A CD or another release coming soon?
Yes. Coming soon.
Awesome. Well, right now it is 12:32 a.m. my time, and hearing Foodie Wow once again is going to put me like I'm going to go to sleep happy now. But thank you for gracing us. Thank you for being a part of our virtual in-Lū'au show, and thank you again for always sharing your talent, not with just our Utopia Seattle, but with our people and through social media.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks, Sam.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye. Love you.
All right, friends, folks, and our beautiful people. Another big round of applause for the talented Mariama Sam Samuelu for that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful display of talent. Like I said, the time now is 12:33 a.m. my time in Georgia, and that show alone, literally that ensemble and the arrangement of music couldn't be more happier. But I would like to turn the floor over our virtual stage to someone that deserves this honor and recognition. And she's no stranger to a lot of us. She is the founder and executive director of United Territories Pacific Islanders Alliance, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. She has worked in the movement for the LGBTQ rights and equality for over 10 years. She has been a resource, refuge, and support to many Fa'afafine and queer, trans, and gender diverse Pacific Islander individuals who are making the long trek to the Pacific Northwest in search of better opportunities. She's a friend to you, she's a friend to me, and she's a mother to many. Please help me welcome to our virtual stage none other than Mrs. Taffy Maene Johnson.
Hello, everyone. We hope that you all enjoy our finale for this week or this month, these past couple weeks. So, this night is a night that will surely make another history for Utopia as we come to the conclusion of our 4-part series, Virtual in-Lū'au, or in lieu of our Annual Lū'au. U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle, if you're new to this space, is a Fa'afafine, trans, and people of color-led organization whose work is driven by the express needs and aspirations of Pacific Islanders in the QTPI, or queer, trans, and gender diverse Pacific Islander community. As a cornerstone advocate for Pacific Islanders in the LGBTQ community, U.T.O.P.I.A has been working to develop the leadership of QTPIs to become strong community-embedded advocates for social justice. U.T.O.P.I.A has provided over 10 years of service, advocacy, and fostering self-confidence to the LGBTQ Native Hawaiian and Pasifika people in Washington. Since 2009, youth, adults, and elders have come to U.T.O.P.I.A from all walks of life and at various stages of their journey of self-discovery. We provide the love, support, and guidance that is often missing in their lives. U.T.O.P.I.A is the only 501c3 organization devoted exclusively to queer, trans, and gender diverse Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders in Washington state. And our Lū'au, it is our signature gala celebrating Pasifika queer and trans youth, adults, and families here in Washington. And due to the global pandemic, we have transformed this event to become a virtual in Lū'au. So in the past 4 or 5 weeks, you all have experienced island custom firsthand, from island food to island music, island dancing to traditional hula and siva. And so we thank you. Thank you for tuning in and participating. We will have all of these clips available on our YouTube page, or you can also visit our website at utopiaseattle.org if you want to tune in and watch all of these amazing performances. And of course, none of this is possible without, again, all of our amazing sponsors. Coming in at the HIBISCUS level, Group Health Foundation. Bird of Paradise level, Alaska Airlines and United Indians of all tribes. The Plumeria level, Pride Foundation, Molina Healthcare Washington, Willa Mendoza of Fairway Independent Mortgage in Auburn, and Paris Insurance Services. Thank you all so much for your donation and your sponsorship. I'd also like to thank all of our community organizations who continue to support and partner with U.T.O.P.I.A. Thanks to all our amazing staff, our Luau planning team, all of our community members and volunteers. You've all worked so hard. Thanks to all of our amazing artists. Again, all the performers from week 1 up until tonight. We are very grateful for the continued support and love you've all shown to U.T.O.P.I.A. So thank you for investing in our work, because with your support, we can continue to empower. We can continue to provide. We can continue to build, organize, and fight to continue to build a stronger community together. And we know that our communities will need ongoing support to make it through the unpredictable and unsafe times that lie ahead. And with your support, U.T.O.P.I.A. Seattle will continue to meet the needs of our youth and communities. Every day we see the smiles on faces, the spark of imagination, the anger at injustice, and the determination to make the world a better place. And here at U.T.O.P.I.A, we are dedicated to providing sacred, welcoming space to those in need. But we will need your ongoing support to make this possible, perhaps by becoming a monthly supporter of U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. And that monthly gift, it provides consistent support that sustains our work in these tumultuous times. And it provides an ongoing reminder of one way that you're continuing to show up and resist. So tonight, our sister Donato earlier had invested her time to raise over $10,000 tonight. But I want to ask you to continue invest your time in our future, the future that we are building together. Whatever gift you decide is meaningful for you, we want to thank you. Thank you for your support, because we not only believe a better world is possible, but we believe that together we can make it happen in our lifetimes. Fa'afetai, fa'afetai, fa'afetai te lava. Soifua Emmanuel.
All right, folks, friends, and our lovely people. And that concludes our show for tonight. And this concludes our virtual in-LIEU'AU. My name is Arrianna, Princess Auva'a. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your love, support, and kindness towards U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle and all of our people. Join me on Christian Mingle, Coco Comedy, and of course, right here, U.T.O.P.I.A Seattle. God bless you all. May you all have a good night. So far, so far.